On March 15th, 2019, at 3:47 p.m., I died. My heart stopped. No pulse. No breathing. Clinically dead for 7 minutes. And what I experienced in those 7 minutes changed everything I thought I knew about life. I'm about to tell you what happens when you die. Not what I believe. Not what I've read. What I experienced. And I promise you, after hearing this, you'll never waste another day of your life. For 7 minutes, I was somewhere else. Somewhere I can't fully explain. And when they brought me back, I had a choice. Live the same life I was living or completely transform. I chose transformation. I'm 58 years old. I died and came back. And what I learned in those 7 minutes is more valuable than 58 years of living. Let me tell you what death taught me about life. They shocked my heart 3 times before it started again. 7 minutes. That's how long I was dead. And in those 7 minutes, I saw something that made me realize we're all living wrong. My name is David. I'm 58 years old. And 5 years ago, I died. For 7 minutes, I was gone. This is what happened. Before I tell you about those 7 minutes, you need to understand who I was before I died. I was a successful businessman. I had money, a beautiful home, a career people envied. On paper, I had everything. But I was living like most people live. On autopilot, going through the motions. Working, eating, sleeping, repeat. Never really present. Never really alive. Just existing. Waiting for some future moment when life would finally feel meaningful. I worked 70-hour weeks. I missed my daughter's school plays. I ate lunch at my desk. I answered emails at midnight. I told myself it was all worth it, that I was building something, that eventually I'd slow down and enjoy life. That's what everyone says, right? I'll live later. After this promotion. After I save enough. After the kids are grown. Later. Always later. Never now. March 15th, 2019. I was in a meeting, and suddenly I felt this pain in my chest. Like someone had reached inside and squeezed my heart. I collapsed. Massive heart attack. My colleague started CPR immediately. Later, they told me that saved my life. The ambulance arrived in 6 minutes. They got me to the hospital. And in the emergency room, my heart stopped. Completely stopped. The monitor showed a flat line. No heartbeat. No pulse. No breathing. According to every medical definition, I was dead. The medical team tried everything. CPR, defibrillation, medications. They shocked me 3 times. They worked on me for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. That's an eternity in an emergency room. Most people don't come back after 4 minutes. The brain starts dying. But I came back. And when I did, I was different because of what I experienced during those 7 minutes. What I'm about to tell you sounds impossible. I know that. I was a skeptic my entire life. But I know what I experienced. And it was real. The first thing I remember is floating. I was above my body. I could see the doctors working on me. I could see my chest being compressed. I could see the monitor showing no heartbeat. And I felt nothing. No pain. No fear. Just this overwhelming sense of peace. The most profound peace I'd ever experienced. All the stress, all the anxiety, all the pressure I'd carried for 53 years, it was just gone. Then there was light. And I know how that sounds. The tunnel of light. It's what everyone says, right? But this wasn't just light. It was conscious. It was alive. It was love itself. Not the kind of love we experience here. Something infinitely greater. Unconditional. All-encompassing. And I was moving toward it. Not walking. Just moving. Being pulled by the most beautiful force I'd ever felt. And then I saw my life. Not like watching a movie. Like living it all over again. Every moment. Simultaneously. All at once. I saw every choice I'd made. Every moment I've been kind. Every moment I've been cruel. Every time I'd helped someone. Every time I've been too busy to help. And here's what shocked me. The moments that mattered weren't what I thought mattered. That promotion I killed myself for? Meaningless. That business deal I was so proud of? Irrelevant. You know what mattered? The time I stopped to help a stranger change a tire. The day I really listened to my daughter instead of checking my phone. The moment I forgave my brother after years of not speaking. It was the small acts of love that lit up. The moments of genuine connection. The times I was truly present with another human being. Those were the moments that mattered in that life review. And I saw how much time I'd wasted, chasing things that didn't matter, missing things that did. And I felt this, not judgment, but deep, profound sadness. Like I'd been given this incredible gift called life, and I'd spent most of it sleepwalking through it. Then I felt a presence. I can't tell you what it was. Some people would call it God. Some would call it the universe. Labels don't matter. But it was there, and it communicated with me. Not with words, with knowing. Pure understanding that bypassed language. And what it communicated was this: you're living wrong. All of you. You think life is about accumulation, about success, about being better than others, about security and comfort and status. And you're missing the entire point. The point is love, connection, presence, growth, experience, service. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I was shown something else. That we're all connected. Not metaphorically. Actually connected. Every action affects everything. Every choice ripples out. When you hurt someone, you hurt yourself. When you love someone, you love yourself. Because there is no separation. We're all part of the same consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. I know how that sounds. But when you experience it, it's not philosophy. It's reality. The most obvious, fundamental reality of existence. And then I was being pulled back. Back toward my body. Back toward pain. Back toward limitation. And I didn't want to come back. That place was home. This place felt like exile. But I heard a voice, or felt a knowing. It's not your time. You have work to do. Go back and live differently. And suddenly I gasped. My lungs filled with air. My heart started beating. The monitor started beeping. And the look on the doctors' faces, I'll never forget it. One of them actually said, "Welcome back. You were gone for a while. 7 minutes." I'd been dead for 7 minutes. And I started crying. Not from pain. From gratitude. And from grief. Gratitude that I was alive. Grief for how I'd wasted so much of that life. The nurse thought I was in pain. But I was in awe. I've been given a second chance. How many people get that? A literal second chance at life. And I knew, lying in that hospital bed, that I couldn't go back to living the way I was living. Everything had to change. The doctors called it a miracle. They said I shouldn't be alive. And definitely shouldn't be talking and thinking clearly. But I was. Because I had a mission now. I spent 3 days in ICU. And I used that time to write down everything I'd learned. Everything I'd seen. Everything that mattered. Because I knew that if I didn't, I'd slip back into old patterns. I'd forget. The world has a way of making you forget what's important. It pulls you back into the rush, the noise, the endless distraction. So I wrote it all down. And I made myself 3 promises. Promise 1, I will be present. Not just physically present, but actually there, actually paying attention, actually experiencing my life instead of living in my head. Promise 2, I would love openly. No more holding back. No more being too busy. No more taking people for granted. Promise 3, I would serve. I would use whatever time I had left to help others, to make people's lives better, because that's what mattered in the life review. That's what actually counted. My daughter visited me the next day, and for the first time in years, maybe ever, I really looked at her, really saw her, and I told her I loved her, and I meant it with my whole being. We talked for 3 hours. Really talked. I apologized for all the times I wasn't there, all the moments I missed, all the times work came first. And she cried. And she told me she'd been angry at me for years. But she never said it because she knew I wouldn't hear it, because I was never really there to hear it. And we started healing something that day, something I'd broken through years of absence disguised as presence. When I left the hospital a week later, I stepped outside and felt the sun on my face. And I cried again, because it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever felt. The sun on my face. Something I'd experienced thousands of times and never noticed. Never appreciated. How much beauty had I missed? How many moments of grace had I walked past? The answer was almost all of them. I've been alive for 53 years, and I'd missed almost all of it. So I started practicing presence. I started actually experiencing my life. And it was like being born again, seeing everything for the first time, really feeling alive. I started meditating. Me, the guy who thought meditation was for hippies. But I needed to learn how to be still, how to be present, how to actually inhabit my life instead of watching it from somewhere else. And it changed everything. Food tasted better. Music sounded richer. Conversations became deeper. Not because the world changed, because I did. I was finally paying attention. I changed my work schedule, cut my hours in half. My colleagues thought I'd lost my mind. Maybe I had, but I'd found something more important. Time. Presence. I started having dinner with my daughter every week. Real dinners where we actually talked. I met my grandchildren. Really met them. Not just saw them at holidays. I actually spent time with them. Built relationships with them. And they filled me with more joy than any business deal ever had. And I started volunteering. Every week. Serving food at a homeless shelter. Because in the life review, those moments of service mattered most. Those were the moments that lit up. And you know what I discovered? Service isn't about helping less fortunate people. It's about connection. It's about recognizing the humanity in everyone. It's about remembering that we're all the same. We're all struggling. We're all looking for love and acceptance and meaning. And when you serve others, you're not being noble. You're being human. You're remembering what you're here for. I became friends with some of the people at the shelter. Real friends. I learned their stories, their dreams, their pain. And I realized something. I'd spent 53 years surrounded by successful people and feeling empty. Now I was surrounded by people society called failures, and I felt full. Because these relationships were real. There was no pretense, no performance, just human beings connecting with human beings. And that's what we're here for. That's the whole point. Eventually, I started talking about my experience, sharing what I'd learned, and people started reaching out, wanted to hear more, wanted to change their own lives. I started mentoring people, young professionals who were making the same mistakes I made, working themselves to death, sacrificing relationships for careers, missing their lives in pursuit of success. And I tell them what I learned in those 7 minutes. None of it matters. The corner office doesn't matter. The title doesn't matter. The salary doesn't matter. What matters is love, connection, presence, growth, service. That's it. That's the whole game. And people ask me, are you afraid of death now? And the answer is no. I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of not living. I'm afraid of reaching the end and realizing I wasted my second chance, that I fell back into old patterns, that I forgot what death taught me about life. So every morning, I wake up and I remember, I died once. I came back. This is borrowed time. Every day is a gift, and I'm going to live like it. I keep a journal now. Every night, I write 3 things, what I was grateful for, who I connected with, how I served. That's it. Those are the questions that matter. Not what did I accomplish, not how much did I make, not who did I impress, but what brought me joy today. Who did I really connect with? How did I make someone's life better? Those are the questions that light up in the life review. Those are the questions that actually matter. Everything else is just noise, distraction, a way to avoid the terrifying and beautiful responsibility of actually being alive. It's been 5 years since I died. 5 years of living differently. And here's what I know. Those 7 minutes gave me more wisdom than 53 years of living. Because in those 7 minutes, I saw clearly. The noise was gone. The distractions were gone. The ego was gone. And what remained was truth. Simple, clear, undeniable truth. Love is all that matters. Connection is all that matters. Presence is all that matters. The rest is illusion. My heart stopped for 7 minutes. And in a way, that's when my life started. Because I finally understood what I was here for. What we're all here for. I go back to that hospital sometimes. Stand in the hallway where I died. And I thank whatever brought me back. Because I was given a gift most people never get. Absolute clarity about what matters. Most people have to wait until they're actually dying to figure it out. I got to die and come back with the knowledge. And now I have a responsibility to share it, to help people understand before it's too late. So here's my question for you. Are you living? Or are you just existing? Are you present? Or are you always somewhere else? Are you loving openly? Or are you holding back? Are you serving? Or are you just taking? Because one day, and you don't know when, your heart will stop. And you won't have time for later. You won't have time for someday. You'll have only what you did, who you loved, how you served, Time is running out. For all of us. Every day that passes is gone forever. You don't get it back. You can't buy more. You can't earn more. It's just gone. So stop waiting for permission to live. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting until you have more money, more success, more security. There's no perfect time. There's only now. This moment. Right now. This is it. This is your life. Not someday. Not later. Now. Are you living it? Or are you rehearsing for some future that might never come? Because I'm telling you, having been dead, the future is not guaranteed. Only now is real. So here's what I want you to do today. Right now. Put down your phone after this video. Find someone you love. Tell them, not tomorrow. Today. Look them in the eyes. Tell them they matter to you. Because that's what lights up in the life review. Those moments. Not your bank account. Not your achievements. Not your possessions. The moments you loved. The moments you connected. The moments you were actually present for your own life. Call your parents. Call your siblings. Call your friends. Tell them you love them. Don't wait. Don't assume they know. Say it. Because later might never come. Stop sacrificing your life for your career. Your career will not hold your hand when you die. Your loved ones will. Stop chasing money as if it's the point. Money can't buy back wasted time. Stop comparing yourself to others. There is no competition. We're all on the same journey, heading to the same destination. The only question is, will you actually live before you get there? Or will you sleepwalk through your one precious life? I died for 7 minutes, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it woke me up. It shook me out of the trance. It showed me what actually matters. And now I live every day like it might be my last. Not recklessly, but fully, presently, gratefully. And I wish that for you. I wish you could see what I saw, feel what I felt, understand what I understood. But you don't need to die to learn this. You just need to choose to live. Every morning is a gift. Every breath is a gift. Every moment is an opportunity to wake up, to be present, to love, to live. Don't waste it. I'm David. 5 years ago, I was dead for 7 minutes. And those 7 minutes taught me more about life than 58 years of living. I'm telling you this story because I don't want you to wait until you die to understand how to live. I don't want you to reach the end with regrets. I want you to wake up now. Start living now. Choose presence over distraction. Choose love over fear. Choose service over self. Because that's what matters. That's all that matters. My heart stopped 5 years ago, but my life started that day. Because I finally understood, we're not here to accumulate. We're here to love. We're not here to succeed. We're here to connect. We're not here to be comfortable. We're here to grow. And we don't have forever to figure this out. We have now, this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. That's all we ever have. And it's enough. It's more than. Thank you for listening to my story. If it moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel for more real stories about transformation, purpose, and living fully. And most importantly, go live. Right now. Don't wait. The time is now. Your life is waiting.